Let's do this. All right, Zath, here we are. Game 1. RSTC in the green. What are they fielding? What do we got here?
RSTC from Asia bringing a Yu Yang. That's Reinhardt Iron with a Radar Yu Yang. Ziran with our first look at a Delny Raptor. We've got a.
We've seen a Delny.
Have we?
Yeah,
once. They won, I think.
I think so.
We got Alcatel in a Venezia, the standard, not unique upgrade. Clancy, not her, and a Goliath. Typical. Well, kind of. No, that's a like Outlast build, really. Soneto in a Castilla. Mizuha in a Salem, going for the T-Rex Radar. And we've got Vladilina, yes, in a Republique. Interesting, with the DCP module in the first slot. What do we have? Yeah, what do we have to the south, Raptor?
Them is fielding one of my favorite battleships in the game, Zath, and that is Rhode Island.
Mm-hmm.
Nice build with the brisk and the gun feeder skill. Ooh, I like this, Zath. I like everything I'm seeing right here.
Mm-hmm.
14-inch gun, so she's not going to be crushing many cruisers, but that HE is brutal if you use it correctly. Surrounding the Rhode Island, we have Medzuko's Elbing running north here. Unique upgrade and range module there. Oh, I'm sorry, range module, range captain skill. Aelbard also in an Elbing, not running the range skill, so you can see him moving a little closer to the cap. Backed up by Takbir's Lushun in the Dazzle there. I like the Dazzle idea on Lushun. Have to try that myself. Farms is Wushta. Little bit of gun reload there. And then the two-ship element headed to the south. That's Bogdan's Venezia running the unique upgrade. And Eye in the Sky and spotter plane module. So all of the spotter plane things. And Ferry's Defense running top-grade gunner and a little bit of gun reload.
Now, we've seen them do this before, where they try to get up to this island as quickly as possible, the one in B2. If you can control that island, then you can control ACAP. But last time this happened, it ended up being disastrous for them, as they lost 2 ships in somewhat short order. Now, with the Rhode Island on this side, though, I mean, it's got the engine boost running already, it's got the radar, and all that kind of stuff, so that could work out in their favor. I'm curious to know what's going to happen with this Republic. You see that the Repub is in a circle, or in a central position, able to change flank wherever needed, but you can see Team Green, RTSC, also, or STC, also going hard for this island, and I just got to play with the lines. Yay.
Yep. Well, and that stern turret on Repub is not 360. So, you know, we saw a team back on day 2 running a Colombo from a central position. And Colombo is a battleship that I don't have a very high opinion of. But they got amazing value out of it, largely because those 360 turrets. Oh, my goodness. Big Elbing salvo there on the Delny. Look at that. Wow. Spa Cruiser doing Spa Cruiser things here, Zach.
Yes, indeedy. So Delny's going to get to the island first, and he's going to be in relative safety. So Netos Castilla now shows up and says, okay, you guys can shoot me for a couple minutes now.
Republic looking for big salvos on the Rhode Island here. Go ahead.
Deepest Dungeon uses that radar that often surprises players in random battles. Wait, another battleship with radar? Yes.
Yep. 9-kilometer radar on Rhode Island. A lot of players forget about it. They permanently get one of the Delny's torpedo tubes right there. They're really pushing hard to kill this Delny.
Yeah, it's not a perma. It was just stunned. It's still up.
Okay, all right. Yes, I see it now.
Yep.
Another big salvo on Ziran with the radar ticking. Radar still got 7-8 more seconds here to go.
Yeah.
Oh, big Citadel coming in on the Repub. From the Repub on the Rhode Island, excuse me.
On the Rhode Island, yep, saw that.
One last salvo going out at Ziran, but I don't think they're going to hack him with it. They get a little bit more chip damage, but that's the end of it there. Ziran slips away on 2,400 HP.
The biggest thing is that Deepest Dungeon goes to the island and says, this is my island. You will leave this island. It is mine.
I mean, I don't know, Zach. Here's the thing about Rhode Island, right? As good as she is, and she is good, but she still only has 14-inch guns. A whole lot of tier 10 cruisers can easily bow tank those guns.
Like the Castilla, for example.
Like the Castilla. So if RSTC was so inclined, they could potentially consider a cruiser torpedo charge against the Rhode Island. I would not try it with a destroyer. That HE is very, very bad against destroyers. But with a cruiser, you might could get away with it. Well, they've succeeded in pushing RSTC back off the A cap. RSTC not having any radar up here. That's going to allow the Elbing Lushun to tag team the A cap. And then it's going to be up to them to kind of just dig in and hold. As the defense and the Venezia down south have to figure out what's pushing into them. They can't spot any of these ships yet, but Bogdan's Venezia sitting out here, well spotted.
All right, well, now that them has both A and B caps, that does put a bit of a timer on RSTC. Deepest Dungeon being reminded that he kind of has to sit there for a little longer.
Being reminded that the Republic is still there and still has larger caliber guns than he does. Ladalena doing a really good job of managing Repub's health, right? Repub, I won't say very, but I'll say somewhat vulnerable to being farmed out to like a Worcester. Let's see, this Worcester has IFHE. I bet he does. He does not, actually.
No.
So that would all be based on fire damage. Probably not able to pen the upper works, right? But
Correct.
Still noteworthy, that if you put that ship in the wrong position, it can go out a little quicker than you might expect because of how soft it is.
Right, Republic has 32 millimeters of armor all around, so IFHE Worcester means that the HE shells would chew into that 32 millimeters of armor, do basically a little bit more damage at the expense of fires.
Salem radar going up for Mizua. They're looking for information now. They can see Ferry's defense in the cap. They know exactly where he is. As Bogdan's Venezia dodging deepwater torpedo salvos and taking a shot at Mizua's Salem with his SAP. Nice hit. 10K.
More coming.
Elbing getting in on this action now. Helbing has brilliant shots on Missoula. Check out how quick. Look at this. Look at the Citadels racking up here on this broadside cruiser zap. They brought an Elbing back to mid, and RSTC is paying the price right now. Salem trying to get angled, struggling with it.
He's managing, but he's going to be showing side to the Venezia now. I'm sure Bogdan is getting ready. Here comes the shells.
They've really got him pincered in here, Zaf. There's nowhere he can
53 hit points and done.
Yeah. He's going to get some good AP damage into the back of the defense, but that's going to be it. Now the Delny, that Zirin also took some damage as he's rotated back to mid. Ladalena going to eat a torpedo there from the Elbing as well.
Yep.
And Zirin may go out right here.
And he
a
does.
Single shell, and he does.
Two
Azuko
very
claims
huge kills for them.
Yeah, big kills. Big kills, them up 2 ships and sitting on the cap lead here. It's all on RSTC to try to change the status quo, but man, I don't know how they're going to do it.
Not sure either.
They're going to push Reinhardt's Yang into the B cap to at least stop those points. That buys him some time. They're going to need the Repub to make his presence known somewhere, Zath. I think that's the only way they can push this.
Yep, and now that all that's gone down, Deepest Dungeon, the Rhode Island, is like, okay, I think I can come out and play now. But he's got 2 cruisers that have just been waiting for him to show himself. So he really can't. Now he Homer Simpson's behind the island again.
Yep. Back, just going to kind of fade back into the
bushes.
Back into things there. Now, Reinhardt's Yang has moved up onto this island trying to block the B cap, but he's locked up on Ferry's defense hydro, and Bogdan's Venezia has been dunking him with SAP. Eobard's Elbing is also here, and he
Seals
goes
the
out
deal.
as well. Yeah.
Oof, Castillo just got smacked, 253.
Yes. RSTC just absolutely getting manhandled here in game 1. They're down to 60 seconds on the timer when the Castilla goes right here. No, those shells didn't do it. I'm surprised.
That's all right. Deepest Dungeon comes around it and doesn't shoot him either. Question mark.
Well, deepest looks like he's taking a salvo on the Venezia broadside with his AP.
Yes, and the Republic now shooting with his AP. Oh, clobbered.
Oh, goodness. Rhode Island just dunking. Who is this? Alcas Venezia back here.
Mm-hmm. Who is stuck bow in and sitting.
They do finally bag the Castilla. 2 seconds on the clock.
I wonder if he
Get the
disconnected.
repub. He may have. I don't know. Are they going to get the repub? They're going to get the repub in trash time, Zath. And there it is.
Trash time.
Wow. Wow. Well, I mean, there's that 8-second window between you win and the game actually ending now. So
I'm so glad they put that in,
go.
by the way.
I am too, actually. Goodness gracious. A solid showing from the X-Lair guys here in game 1. Wow.
Absolutely. GG's on that one.
Yeah. Well, now that was short and violent. That game did not last very long.
No, and that's kind of the hallmark of these dudes, right? Of them, is they're very aggressive. They find ways in to battles. They're really good at sensing cracks, right, in the armor of the enemy team, and they will exploit them. They just drive a wedge straight through. So brilliant work with those Elbings.
Unique Upgrade Elbing is a ship that, you mentioned Grunty earlier, a regular in both of our viewers' channels. Mm-hmm. He, about a month ago, maybe something like that, 6 weeks, he comes in and he requested a game in Unique Upgrade Elbing. And I had never really messed with the ship, and I thought, do I really want to spend Research Bureau points on this? So I bought the upgrade right there on stream, and I've been messing around with it. And I gotta say, it is rude. It is rude what you can do with that ship.
Right.
It's a ship that had never really clicked with me, but the more I spend time with it, with those ridiculous guns and the velocity and that's the size of the hull and everything, I'm like, there's a lot to like here. This is a very, very different kind of ship.
Yep. It's amazing what happens when you just make turret traverse not a thing,
Yeah, well, and the speed boost, the thing will do 45 knots with that speed boost ticking.
Right.
With the unique upgrade. That's not insignificant. Like that's if you're an opposing destroyer, that's terrifying. Mm-hmm. And the other thing about Elbing that I've, at least in my experience, we've talked about this in my channel when I just stream random games on occasion, it bullies almost every cruiser in the game. Like, that AP is good enough to full pin and Citadel, I think, just about everything short of like a Stalingrad's belt armor. We saw what it did to a Venezia earlier. A Venezia, which is a natural destroyer predator. And Elbing's just like, whatever, I got this. And you're like, holy crap. That thing is rude in the right hands.
Mm-hmm. Does have some negatives, though. We saw it get manhandled earlier. You can't show broadside and take AP from other destroyers. It's got quite a lengthy turning circle, so it takes forever for you to change directions and that sort of deal. It feels very much more like a cruiser, even a large cruiser like a Moskva, than it does a destroyer at times.
Yeah. But for only 12 points, Seth.
Oh, it's cheap.
I'd say them got a lot of good value out of that ship, right? Took 2 of them and got a lot of good value out of them. So I think that on the right team comp, and maybe I'd even go so far as to say on the right map, it is perhaps undervalued. I look at a map like Sleeping Giant, which is where we're going next, and I feel like it's not an ideal cruiser for this map because of the islands, the maneuvering you have to do. If you took one and you left it on like the edge of the map, the 9-10 line, probably be okay. But in the middle of the map, man, Elbing feels like a liability in the middle of the map. That kind of thing.
It does. Well, they've changed the map.
Yep.
Them is in the right spot.
Here. RSTC on the verge of elimination here. Got to find a way back into this series. We'll have to see how they respond here. Coming into Sleeping Giant, this is their map pick. They chose this map. So we will see. They obviously feel comfortable playing it. Presumably they have a nice solid strat they like to run. I guess we'll see.
I guess we will indeed. If it goes 2-0, that means that we're going to try to run over and grab the Vor KSC match whenever we can, but we will see what happens.
Yeah, if this ends up going 2-0, guys, we'll go grab another game 3 somewhere, presuming that there is a game 3. There's only one other match going on.
I was going to say, that's the only possible game 3,
yeah.
so we'll
now,
see what happens.
My assumption, I don't know this, my assumption is if both matches go 2-0, they'll just go ahead and move up the next round, and we'll just get that one off the ground as quick as we can.
Well, the next scheduled round is 45 minutes from now, so yeah, I could see that.
And that's my point. Like, if this game, I mean, let's just assume this game is as short as the last one, and it goes 2-0, they're not going to wait a half hour, I don't think.
No. All right, well.
RSTC is here. Them is here. Just waiting for everybody to ready up, guys. I do not think we're going to be very long for game 2. So if you've got to run and refresh your drink or get the head, I'd be quick about it.
You got it.
Let's see. I'm going to check on Discord to see if anything interesting is happening. Nope, not yet. Okay. That's fine. I just like to go check.
Yep.
Quick reminder, since Classic is mentioning it in Discord, guys, if you're watching my channel and you're looking for free loot, I am doing giveaways in my Discord channel in between games. You can join the Discord. There is a giveaway channel. In that channel, when there is not a game on screen, as soon as the game ends on the channel, generally we're putting up a giveaway in there that'll last about 5 minutes. All you have to do is click the button to enter, and then eventually, if you win, the bottle ping you. One of my mods will come around and whisper you a code for your loot. It's literally that simple. All you have to do is join the Discord. Easy.
That's right. And for me, all you gotta do is stay on the Twitch channel and just type !ticket. Puddin is doing a great job of doing the draws in between our matches. So appreciate you, Puddin, for your help.
Hat tip and shout out to all the mods on both our channels that help us do amazing stuff like this. I've got a great staff of mods that have worked with me for a number of years, helping me do stuff on tournament days when there's all kinds of other things going on and I need to be looking elsewhere. And so that's a huge help to both of us. So if you're a mod on Miner's Ass channel, huge shout out. You guys in chat, give them a thanks. They have earned it. They work hard, and it's nice to see us able to give out free stuff and still do our casting gig.
Absolutely correct. Yes, both teams are being asked if they are ready. Both teams are readied up, at least in the training room. So we should be bringing you this momentarily.
Yeah, seems to be no response from either team, but they literally just all readied. So I guess we're just sitting here waiting. Okay, there's a response from one team at least. Progress.
Mm-hmm.
No, you went to the wrong thing. There we go.
Interesting. Just catching up on Discord. So many things to look at.
Yes.
All right. Them is said that they're ready, and we are now dropping.
All right, let's do this.
We're using the regular spawn this time.
Yes, we are.
Woohoo!
Yes, we are. Nice and simple. First time today, ladies and gentlemen. First time today. All right. All right, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Game 2 of this Best of 3 series between them and RSTC. We are in Day 3 of Warship Masters Invitational 2024, and it is time to see if RSTC can stay in the tournament. Let's have a quick look over the them lineup. Looks very similar to the lineup we just saw. I'm looking at they made a little bit of change, but not crazy. I'm looking at Takbir's Grozovoy now, running a little bit of Dazzle and some fun upgrades there. He's running a smoke upgrade, Zath. I wonder if they're going to pair him off with somebody and as a smoke bot. I bet they are.
I think so.
Aelbard in the Elbing, unique upgrade. Mixa now, Medzuko has bailed in this game. We've got Mixa now in a Grozavoy. Slightly different build. No, very similar build, actually, now that I look at it. Bogdan now in a Vushta with unique upgrade and outnumbered. Fairies Wushta as well, a little more offensive, running top grade gunner and reload. Dino in a Yoshino, a ship that I think is really good in this format, especially in these little 7v7 games, running outnumbered as well and reload. And then Deepest Dungeon back in his somewhat survivability focused Rhode Island build, which I really, really like. What do we got cooking for RSTC, Zath?
Posing him to the south, wearing red is RSTC. We've got Giron in a unique upgrade Holland. Reinhardt in a Grozavoy. Alcatel in a Kandi, bringing out the big guns now. Vadalina's like, all right, fine. I'll take the Rhode Island too.
I'll see yours and raise you.
That's right. Mizuha in a Colbert, so that and a Kandi together equals pain.
Woo. Somebody's going to be unhappy.
Yep, and heading up the 9 line is Soneto's Lushun, followed by Clancy's Goliath. So obviously that is the kite away side for them.
Indeed, we've got a 5-2 split here for RSTC, whereas them opting for a little more traditional 4-3 split here, although admittedly the Grozavoy here looking like he is going to come back over and play this side of the map.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. It almost looks like he was thinking he had to go someplace else. The caller told him to go someplace else.
Yep,
and
they made a change there.
Either they made a change or they're like, wait a minute, yo, why are you going that way? Come back here.
Yeah.
Get over here.
Early spots on Clancy's Goliath. Some AP goes out. I don't think that's necessarily super valuable. He's going to lose a chunk of health there.
I mean, with the Yoshino AP, it does slap if you can surprise a ship. So I understand
was it Yoshino AP? I thought it was Worcester AP. I missed that. Maybe I misread that salvo.
It looked like it was Yoshino.
Well, the Yoshino AP would have been the right call. So if that was indeed the case, then that's my bad for misunderstanding. But the Yoshino HE slaps hard enough if you can get it to land.
Yes, that's the key. AP coming in from the Rhode Island. Nope.
Deepwater Torps coming into this smoke that Ferry is lurking into from Soneto.
Hey, he's got
Hydro is up. Yeah, they're going to be well spotted. Dino's going to turn and pull up to the north of the salvo. Ferry's going to push past it into the very bottom end of the smoke. AP salvo coming in on Soneto's Lushun there. He was caught briefly. Look how aggressively they're pushing this Rhode Island Grozavoy combo straight down the 7 line, Zap.
Yeah, I'm like what I'm seeing, but that's what them does best, right? As a matter of fact, they took the Grozavoy Raptor. Talkbeer is in front of Deepest. I think they're setting him up to possibly. Yep, there's the smoke.
They just did. There comes the smoke. Now I don't know how useful it's going to be, because you've still got the Conde off to the south that can spot him, I think, depending on his gun bloom. I don't know what his gun bloom is. At this exact moment, he's not actually in the smoke, which is not helping him whatsoever. Quite the opposite.
Talkbeer realizing it, turning left and saying, hold on a second, you're supposed to be in my smoke screen.
Yeah.
But
maybe
radar says
a little bit of a misplay there. Yep. Vladilena turning in, bringing up the radar, dodging the Grozavoy torpedoes.
Nice
dodge.
I think
we're going to see a little bit of Rhode Island on Rhode Island action here, Zach.
Very well might be.
RSTC responding quickly, turning Vladilena around.
Yep. I like the focus fire on the Grozavoy.
I like it on the Lushun, Zaf. They know his next heal is a ways off. All kinds of salvos coming in on him. Trying to get whatever damage they can get. Deepest is going to set up in this channel. Big AP salvo going in on Takbeer. Not as much as they would have liked. Soneto finally dark back here.
Yep, he hit the brakes and the shells flew right by. As we've got Chiron with the Holland now detected on Deepest Dungeon's radar. Now, if I'm Deepest, I'm thinking, crap.
Yeah,
let's see what happens.
He's got to load the HE and pray here.
I don't like this turn.
He's going to ground himself and smash the Holland with his HE. Holland torpedoes are gonna basically do nothing.
Underwater featured.
dropped-
Yeah, this was a big mistake. He should have just gone the
Yeah.
other side. I don't know why he turned in like this.
He dropped 3 of them into the island, and the other 2 did not hit the bow. Ziren's gonna now just try and get back into cover, but that island is still impacting his ability to maneuver.
Yeah, I really don't understand that decision. He had Deepest Dungeon dead to rights and then decided, nah, I don't want it.
Yeah. They're trying to get shells on Ziren. They're proxying each other, I think, right there.
Yes.
They are getting big shells on Ziren now. The Worcester shells coming in, starting to fall. Takbir's Grozovoy coming in. They're
Ziren
farming
basically,
out deepest.
yeah.
I think, Zap, they're going to trade. Are they going to move deepest? Is deepest going to ground himself again?
Deepest is
No.
going to go for this kill
He's
on
going to go
Ziren
for
right
it.
here.
I think he's going to try and get the kill on Ziren.
Oh!
Big hits.
And
Gets
that-
it with the
oof.
secondaries. And with his
Couldn't get his
speed
torps
boost
off.
running, he's going to try and get the ram on Vladilena. If they could
He
trade
seals
2
up.
for 1 here, that's a really good trade for them.
It's a fantastic trade for them.
And I think he's going to get it. I really do think he's going to get there. He gets a turret
Well.
reset.
Now's the part where you're wondering, all right, will ramming flags play a role in this?
You're probably wondering how I ended up in this situation, says Deepest. But he's going to get the trade, and
You
there
got
it
the
is.
trade.
Really, really good 2-for-1 trade there from them, taking what was maybe a bit of a misplay on both teams' part, turning it into a positive game.
And that's all due to that Holland making that last turn off the on-ramp or whatever, the off-ramp,
Yep.
and deciding
Now,
he doesn't want the kill. Wow.
despite all of that, them is upside down on points by about 60 or 70 points or so. But that's about to change. Eobard's Elbing into Thunderdome, going to grab A as Bogdan's Wushta trying to hold the back door open, or excuse me, hold it back door closed. Getting into a gunfight with Mizuka's Colbert here, way over on the 3 line. Takbir's Grozovoy going to head to sea as a tremendous amount of RSTC's remaining ships are all trapped in the extreme southeast corner of the map.
Feels kind of interesting the way that the battles unfolded. I gotta say, if I'm RSTC, I'm thinking we gotta find a way back into this map somehow, right?
Yeah, and they're playing so far off the cap, Zath. It almost feels a little bit like them's aggression pushed them into making positional errors, or just just choosing bad positions. Let's say.
Yeah, absolutely. It just that aggression, and then the I guess you could say almost passive. I don't want to take hits at the same time. Yeah. It just makes it very difficult for RSTC to get back into this at this point. They had some really good opportunities, and those were squandered. And this is going to be a them victory, so we're going to have to pray that there's a game 3, or that the other group is so far delayed we catch a game 2.
Yeah, I missed it, but they picked up the kill on Soneto's Lushun as well. Under 2 minutes now on the timer, down 3 ships. I don't think RSTC has a way back in.
I don't think so either.
They've got 4 ships arrayed to keep the Conde and the Goliath bottled up. The 2 ships on the 1 line, again, have to fight their way through an Elbing and a Wushta to get to the caps. If you're RSTC, you have no board control and no way to get it.
And with 1 minute and change to go, there's just not enough time for either of those 2 squadrons to even get into a cap unless they can get a kill.
It's going to take, a kill would buy them time. But I mean, I with the amount of ships that them still has on the map, I just don't see that they're going to have a way in. Ande pushing up the 10 line here, the edge of the map. I think he's going to be fast enough to stay ahead of these torpedoes, even though his hydro isn't ticking.
Yes, he will be fine. He was boostering the Grozovoy a minute ago, but Maisha went ahead and put the smoke screen on. And so Alka's like, fine, I'll go to the Yoshino. And there goes the Grozovoy, and that will basically do it. 20 seconds to go.
Yep. Seconds on the timer here as now Whoosh to AP getting Citadels on Mizuka's Colbert. They grab the Conde on the 10 line, and there you go. A clean sweep here for them. Well,
All
Zaf,
right.
RSTC's tournament is over. You almost get a sense. Tell me if I'm crazy. I feel like this is maybe a bit of a clash of play styles that we're seeing, right? Them with that aggression, and RSTC not really either not having seen it or not really knowing what to do about it.
Oh, absolutely, you're right. Absolutely, you're right. So, congratulations, of course, to them. And yeah, I agree. It's very much it could be. I think it's cultural within the team. You know, they're used to playing a certain way. Them is used to playing a certain way. RSTC is used to playing a certain way. And when those two clash, there's a lot of uncertainty there.